good, because if I'm depressed and you're depressed and we surround ourselves with all kind of depressed people, we are really in trouble, because we start feeding off of one another's dysfunction. I said we feed off of one another's dysfunction, and what we really need is we need to be around somebody that has happiness, that has peace, that has joy, that has strength, that has a vision. And I know they'll get on your nerves and they'll aggravate you, but that's exactly what you need, whether you like it or not. You need to be around somebody that will challenge you, somebody that will confront you, somebody that will cause you to remember how good God has been in your life and how far he has brought you from. Listen, if you are broke, you don't need to be hanging out with broke people all the time, because that can help you. There was a preacher friend of mine who he had it going on, and every time I got around him, he was always talking about his portfolio and all of the wonderful things that was going on in his life financially. And I loved him, but at the same time, when I was with him, I would walk away almost feeling suicidal, because he had it so going on and I had it so not going on, and it really used to affect me. But I would make myself sit and listen to him, even though it depressed me, and even though I wanted to just go stick my finger down my throat and throw up and curse God and die. I just sat there and I made myself listen and I made myself learn. And one day it finally dawned on me, hey, I'm not sitting at his table anymore. He's sitting at mine. Woo! The worst thing in the world that you can do is to hook up with people that empower your dysfunction. And as a parent, like leadership. You know you ain't supposed to be up on the street. Y'all ain't gonna say nothing, but I know. I hear it all the time. So you ain't got the guts to make the commitment. So we become your little chick on the side. And you want to get what you can get, but you don't want to commit because you don't want to hear what folk at the house have got to say about it. But I want to tell you, if you're not careful, you're going to miss a window of opportunity. Worry about what folk have got to say about it. Folk that have never changed. Folk that never will change. And you're going to miss your window over them. Hit somebody, tell them the devil is a liar. Tell them shut your ears. See, I'm telling you, all through my life, I got to points where I could care less what anybody thought. I didn't care what anybody said because I was hungry. And when you are hungry, you will get up in the middle of the night and you'll feel your way through darkness to make your way to the kitchen so that you can satisfy the hunger that is in your soul. Call me a fool if you want to, but I am hungry. You better go for yourself. I said you better go for yourself. I'm going to do it now, and I'll explain it later. I ain't got time. I'll explain it to you later. So now y'all making it hard. One of the hindrances to this man's miracle, one of the hindrances to his miracle was the environment that he was living in. He was surrounded by sick people. He was surrounded by negative people. He was surrounded by bitter people, angry people, arrogant people, debilitated people. He was surrounded by diseased folk. He was surrounded by feeble folk. Oh, but he had a chance to get out of it. And that's what's sad, is when you have a chance, but you miss your chance. Tell your neighbor, don't miss your chance. His environment needed to change. He needed a new atmosphere. I'm preaching to somebody in here today. He needed a new perspective in life. He had been at the pool of Bethesda for 38 years. He needed to see something happen for somebody that was like him. He needed to do something different. Don't be afraid of doing things different. Don't be afraid of change. See, some folk will never get what they're waiting on because they ain't got the guts to make any changes in their life. And you can never graduate from the 12th grade if you are not willing to make the necessary changes to get out of the 3rd grade and out of the 4th grade and out of the 5th grade. You can forget about graduating from the 12th grade if you ain't got what it takes to make it through the 3rd grade. Well, I like the 3rd grade, Pastor. I like the teacher in the 3rd grade.